Welcome to a University of Missouri podcast. We are joined this week by Dr. Ed Underwood, Executive Director for the Institute for Urban Education at the University of Missouri, Kansas City. Dr. Underwood, welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be with you today.
We are appreciative of you being here. Dr. Underwood, I understand that the Institute for Urban Education is a 4-year program at the University of Missouri, Kansas City that leads to a Bachelor of Arts degree in either elementary or middle school education, but really with an emphasis on preparing future teachers for success in an urban environment or an urban classroom. So tell us a little bit more about this program.
Okay, I would be happy to tell you about our program. At the elementary level, the emphasis is placed on math and science and literacy. And at the middle school level, the emphasis is either math, science, or English. This is a program that we're very proud of that was started several years ago in partnership with the Kansas City community and the urban school districts of Kansas City. And it is to prepare teachers to teach in urban school districts. One of the problems that we have in the urban school district in Kansas City is a large turnover of teachers who are leaving the district because they feel that they're not adequately prepared to teach in our urban environment. So, in conjunction with the school district, the Kansas City community, the College of Arts and Sciences, the School of Education, and the Institute designed a curriculum to specifically prepare students who wanted to teach in urban school districts. We graduated our first class this past May, and we're very happy to say that they were all placed in urban schools and are getting out the year in grand fashion.
That's wonderful. I understand that this is really a model program, that this is the first of its kind at a baccalaureate or undergraduate level in the nation. Tell us a little bit about the impetus for it. This is evidence of a philosophy at UMKC to really work in partnership with the community in which it resides.
Well, one of the things that we found out very early on when we met and partnered with our community and the school districts is that teachers were not prepared to teach in urban school districts. So we felt that there was not enough emphasis placed on preparing students to meet the different challenges that they would find not only in schools but specifically in an urban school. And so we designed a curriculum which starts at the freshman level, which is unusual for most colleges of education and schools of education because normally students take general requirements for 2 years in the College of Arts and Sciences and then transfer to a school of education. We felt that we needed the hands-on with the students and to have them to experience what it's like to be a teacher by practical field experiences early on. So our students enter the program as freshmen. They're placed in field experiences at probably the second week of school their freshman year. And by the time they graduate, they have over 1,400 hours of guided field experience working in an urban school.
That really is something that makes your program unique, I understand. And during that 1,400 hours of field experience, not only are they learning the skills necessary for all teachers, but they're also gaining opportunities for cultural awareness, to explore some different cultural identities. They're looking at how to align coursework that's typically taught in urban classrooms. And this really has to be valuable so that when they graduate, that they really can hit the ground running.
Our students spend one summer in an internship with a nonprofit organization in the community which is working with families in Kansas City so that they begin to learn how to partner with the community, with the families and the schools to help students to be successful in school.
One of the other great benefits of this program is that the university right now is largely championing the need for a P20 pipeline, meaning that students at all levels of the continuum of education are prepared for college-level coursework. And in a way, this program really helps get at that by ensuring that students in urban classrooms are taught by well-credentialed, well-trained teachers. And so it's interesting that by training those teachers well, it helps ensure that pipeline. It kind of is a continuum that comes full circle.
You're absolutely right. One of the problems that schools face, not only urban schools, but schools in general in this country, is the fact that many teachers leave the profession after 1, 2, 3 years of teaching. And this is a tremendous blow to school districts around the country, and especially urban school districts. And so one facet of our program is that, one, all of our students who are admitted to the program are scholarships. And in return for receiving that scholarship, they agree to work in one of our partner urban school districts for 4 years. Now, you might think for each year of schooling you had to work in the district. Well, that's not the case. The reason we require that 4 years is the fact that we know that teachers really do not kind of hit their stride until after their third or fourth year of teaching. That's when they really become professionals. And so we want to keep them in the field, and we know that if they stay 4 years or more, then they tend to stay in the profession. Thus, we eliminate the problem of continually recruiting for teachers. We eliminate the problem of always giving urban students first-year teachers who are still learning.
You graduated your first class, right, with 8 students already placed in the field. The program's working exactly as it should.
The students are excited and our partner districts are excited. One thing that we hear from them is that, that class started 4 years ago, and it was kind of a trial in the sense that we only took in a small number of students. And so our goal is to try to reach capacity in this particular program at about 25 students admitted each year, so that we're graduating somewhere between 20 and 25 students. Another important piece that we do also as a part of this program is that we mentor our teachers once they graduate and are in the field so that they are successful. Oftentimes, new teachers are placed in classrooms. They feel like they're alone. They don't know what questions to ask. They don't know what to do. And so as a part of our program, we spend up to 3 hours a week within the classroom with these new teachers to help them kind of get acclimated to actually being a teacher. And we work with them for up to 2 years so that they can polish up their skills and become those professionals that we want them to be.
So certainly not something unique to teachers in urban settings, but I bet something that would be well sought after by all teachers.
I'm glad you mentioned that because one of our urban partner districts contracted with us to work with all of their first-year teachers to mentor those teachers to spend up to 3 hours a week in their classrooms to help them get acclimated to the field. We know how important it is to work with beginning teachers during that induction period. And so this is something that we think will pay great dividends for our partner districts.
So, Dr. Underwood, if I'm listening to this podcast, I'm interested in IUE, where can I go or who can I contact for more information?
One, if you're interested in this program, we ask you to take a look at our website on the University of Missouri-Kansas City website. We have a website which gives all the information about our program. You can also call our office at area code 816-235-2472, and we will be happy to give you information about our program.
Wonderful. Do you have any other questions?
One of the other things I think that should be mentioned is the fact that the students in our program, we basically recruit students from urban districts who want to teach. We kind of call it a twofer. We provide an opportunity for students who may not have the opportunity to go to college, provide them with a college education, and at the same time, these students are able to give back to their community.
You really seek them out then to some extent. It's not like you wait for them to get accepted into the teacher education or education program at UMKC.
Oh, that's correct. As a matter of fact, we try to work with our partner districts. In the old days, they used to call it future teacher clubs and that sort of thing. We try to stimulate interest in our high schools and even the middle schools about careers in the teaching profession so that we can continuously have a pipeline from the schools into the universities, not only for students, but for those students who want to teach and give back to their communities. So we're actively involved with our schools.
That's fantastic. I'm sure that keeps the students motivated in the high school arena and really helps them prepare themselves for what's ahead in terms of their career.
Well, I think what we're trying to do is not just fly-by-night change in the profession or to meet the needs of urban school districts, but to take a systemic look at and systemic change on how we prepare teachers for urban schools.
Fantastic. Thank you, Dr. Underwood, for taking time with us today during a University of Missouri podcast. And thank you to our audience for listening. If you have questions for Dr. Underwood or suggestions for an upcoming podcast, please visit our podcast webpage, available from the UM System homepage at www.umsystem.edu. And join us next week for another topic and another guest.